Hello, YouTube. This is Mike the Canadian. How we doing? This is episode number 158 on YouTube. 5 subscribers. Where is that from? What are we talking about here? All right, let's get going. Playing some trivia. Don't be sad, Mike. Ups 5. I don't think it's 5 subscribers. A couple. It was like maybe one new one today. Lateness is a sign of honor and respect. I always bring on Reddit first there, YouTube, so to make sure it's working. And then I bring you guys on. So that's the reason I'm not quite at 10 o'clock, because I'm bringing on Reddit. So Reddit precedes YouTube because Reddit is finicky. How you doing, old man Spelt? I see Running Fun and RT Sasser. Oh, okay. So I got this for Christmas. It's called Fact or Crap. So answer what you think is fact or what you think is crap. Okay. It's like a daily thing. I just picked out the last 2 days. Actually, where I write the scores now. Alrighty. To prime the Reddit lag. No, it just sometimes it boots me out and stuff like that. OKC, just one. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I didn't watch any of that. I watched Tom Brady maybe play his last. So hey there, Eggs. Hey there, Dinja. Okay, we're gonna play fact or crap. So I'm gonna say a statement, and you tell me whether you think it's a fact or it's crap. An iPhone. You can see the score from. Oh, and you can probably see the answer too. An iPhone 12 can disable pacemakers, implantable cardioverter defibrillators, or ICDs. Is that fact or crap? We got a bunch of craps and one fact. It says it could be a fact. The advice from Apple: if you suspect iPhone is interfering with your medical device, stop using your iPhone. So that would suspect that they think it might happen. So yes, old man's belt, Dune Hair, and Mel getting it right. Fact with the right. Professional protesters can be post resumes, be hired through the website protestjob.com. Protestjobs.com. Fact or crap? Got a bunch of facts there. I need to separate the two questions. I'll probably only ask one a night. I just asked two because I forgot to ask one last night. So everybody thinks it's fact on YouTube and fact again. It's crap. Apparently, protest all you like, but the site is fake media, satirical in nature. So it actually exists. The fact that protest jobs exists, but it doesn't. Protestjobs.com exists, but it's just satire. It's like The Onion. It's not real. So can you get it other places? Potentially. I've heard they hire protesters, but not on protestjobs.com. So anyways, fooled a bunch of you. So I'll start off with my fact or crap on shows. All right, let's get started. Hopefully I don't mess up like I was yesterday with going too far in the answers. Hope everybody's doing well. And yes, I see. Revelation. The Onion's not real. Alrighty. We've got the it's called the Beaverton in Canada, which is funny because we used to go to a camp near Beaverton, Ontario, but yeah, it's called the Beaverton, and it's fake news on the internet, as well as it was a TV show. So it's kind of funny. Satire all over the place. All right, Washington, D.C. The National Mall is bound by these two avenues whose names recall historic documents. The National Mall. True confessions, when 9/11 happened, when they were talking about the National Mall, somehow I thought it was a shopping center. I know it's not that now, but back 2001, I thought, really? There's a National Mall in Washington? Anybody know the answer to the National Mall is bound by these two avenues whose names recall historic documents? Artie Sasser. And gets it right. As well as Old Man spelt. Yes, what's the Constitution and Constitution and Independence Avenues is correct. Completely got it right. All right. Keep going. Oscar-winning writers. Winning for 1999, the New England writer is the last person to win an Oscar for adapting his own novel as of 2014. 2014, this was Wow, Running Funk. I'm not a big Buffalo fan. So I'm glad KC won. But yeah, with 13 seconds left, wow, that's pretty exciting. Even more exciting than the previous one. Who is Stephen King? No, it is not Stephen King. I'm not sure what. Oh, whatever. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I see my somebody just printed out something. And that was the printer going. Not Michael Crichton or Dan Brown. Anybody else? I think I've heard of him. He's not as big of an author as some of the other ones. Well, he left the room. I don't know if he's showing my wife his work or something, but anyways, John Irving. John Irving is the answer. All right, let's keep going here. The continents. It's the continent that's home to the most UN member countries, including a new one added in 2011. Well, that one kind of helps. There we go. Denjoga. I haven't looked. Yes, I think 2011 was South Sudan. So RT Sasser was the only one. Is the only one that's correct. Africa. There's more African nations than there are European nations. Much to the surprise of almost everybody that answered. Who did you say, Mel? Oh, yeah. Sorry, Mel. Wow, I totally... No, Mel, I missed it. I don't know how I missed it. I saw Stephen King's, and I just assumed. Yes. Let's give credit where credit is due. Mel got John Irving. So I did see it now. All right. Let's keep going here. Historic books. Published in 1611, the Pilgrims in 1620 refused to bring it to America. They brought the Geneva version. Oh, I think I know what this is. Storm off for effect. We've had too many storming offs there, I see. Yeah, all righty. Mel storming off. Yes, Garrett. RT Sasser needed to be a bit more specific. Denjoga getting it right. As well as Flower ID. Yes, what is the King James Bible? It wasn't the version of choice in 1620, I guess. Alrighty. The U.S. government on August 15th, 1994, 59 years and 1 day after FDR signed the original act, Bill Clinton made this an independent agency. Huh. What would that be? Thanks for the 3 upvotes on Reddit and 3 upvotes on YouTube. If we could add a few more, that would be awesome. Cooking with English herbs. Is it herbs or herbs? Let's see. I almost reset the question. Ah! Yes. Benjoga comes up with it. What is the Social Security Administration? Is correct. Flower ID gets it as well. All righty. I think it's time for a generous point. Here we go. The 1960s. The 1960s. This is for a generous point. As per usual, first person to get it gets the point. On September 26, 1960, these 2 men squared off in the studios of WBBM in Chicago. What would that be? Anybody know? The 1960s. On September 26, 1960, these 2 men squared off in the studios WBBM in Chicago. Oh, interesting. Anybody know? It's for a generous point. 1960. People are stupefied. Benjoga is not that stupefied. Yes, gets the first generous point of the night. Yes, it was Nixon and Kennedy. Nixon and Kennedy. No, it wasn't a couple of boxers. With squared off, you'd think it was a bit of a hint, but no, I see a couple more boxers there. It was Kennedy and Nixon. John Kennedy and Richard Nixon, I guess, before the election. Sweaty Nixon. Alrighty, vice presidents. From one political question to the next. Wrote to his son-in-law, in New York, I am to be disenfranchised and in New Jersey, hanged. This is in 2000, so no Donald Trumps there, okay? Plus it's vice presidents. He once wrote to his son-in-law, in New York, I'm to be disenfranchised and in New Jersey, hanged. Anybody know? How's everybody's weekend on? Back to the grind tomorrow? Unless it's already Monday for you, then you're in the midst of the grind. Some like Benjoga, it doesn't get old. This was in 2000. Well, it could have been, but somehow I don't think so. No, it's an old vice president. No, it's more like a John Adams type era, not Dan Quayle. He's so skinnier than Christie. No, I'm just gonna give the Aaron Burr. Aaron Burr. Time to move on. Imagine being on Final Jeopardy in the actual game and getting something that obscure. You'd be like, no. Celebrities and song lyrics. Celebrities. In a song, Weird Al says, I know a guy who knows 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 him. Who is this him we speak of? Yes, Denjoga and Risa. Nice to see you. Yes, who is? Oh, Icy. Sorry, Icy was first. Risa and I see Denjoga and Risa. Get it there. And Flower ID. Yes, Kevin Bacon. I guess that's the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. All right. World geography. Anybody enjoy bacon? I enjoy bacon. I have it for breakfast most mornings. The only 2 South American countries with both an Atlantic and a Pacific coast. Okay, I know. I've got my answers. Canadian bacon, no. The only 2 South American, let me repeat, South American countries with both an Atlantic and a Pacific coast. Ah, really? Really? I'm stupefied by this answer. Nobody's got it yet. Yes, South America starts below Central America. There you go. Then Jogo, my what do you call it? My cousin, she writes and lived in Hollywood, and she was next to one of the ones on the Cosby Show. I think the oldest, Malcolm. Anyways, Malcolm something or other. She lived near him, and I went on IMDb and found out that this guy. So I was about 4 degrees away from Kevin Bacon. My cousin's next door neighbor worked with somebody who worked with Kevin Bacon. Malcolm Jamar Warner. Thank you. She lived near him. So I think next door, actually, she talked about taking out the trash and stuff like that. Anyways, so yes, I'm about 4 degrees away at that point. Did anybody get the answer now that I've finished my silly story? No, nobody's gotten the answer. Yeah, nobody. So at the top where Panama comes in, there's one that connects at the very top, both sides. Anybody know the one at the top? And then there's one that's, I don't even get the question. There's 2 countries in South America that have an Atlantic coast and a Pacific coast. I think that's pretty straightforward, meaning they touch both. So Ecuador doesn't. It has a Pacific only. So there's one at the top and one at the bottom. So Sean, you got the top one and a couple. What's the bottom one? And Sean, you were where I was. There we go. RT Sasser. Finally, it's Colombia and Chile. Somehow I thought Chile only had a Pacific and Argentina had both. But it's in fact Chile that has both. I got to look at the map, though. That intrigues me, actually. So yes, Colombia at the top, Chile at the bottom. Next question. Was that better there, Denjoga? It must be. According to this, Risa, the Chile touches both. So, anyways, best sellers. In the beginning, this 2005 novel was simply titled Forks. Forks. What would that be? Risa. Yes, Risa gets it right. Twilight. Why was Twilight named Forks initially? Is it somehow to get rid of the vampire? You use forks? Flower ID, do you know? Jessica, sorry. I saw Jessica. Sorry, I don't look up quite as yes, I see you, Jessica. Everybody's fighting for that. Even if there's no generous point involved. Jessica and Risa. Anybody idea why was called Pitchforks? Is that why? Oh, it's set in Forks, Washington. There we go. Not Pitchforks, set in Forks, Washington. There we go. How you doing, Freedom? Did you do? I looked for you last night, but I didn't see you doing any trivia after my show. So, all right. Next question. Movie settings. You kill him with. That's what I was thinking. Something like that, Joga. Movie settings. The setting for this 1994 Oscar-winning animated film was inspired by Kenya's Hell's Gates National Park. Kenya's Hell's Gates National Park? I thought Hell's Gates. Oh, that's that thing up in one of the stands. There's something called that as well. Anyways, the setting for this 1994 Oscar-winning animated film was inspired by Kenya's Hell's Gate National Park. There we go. Garrett, Running Funk, and Risa getting... What is Lion King? I do that with my cats. Neither of them likes it. And then I sing It's the Circle of Life to them. They don't approve. Alrighty. Who got it over here? Freedom and Flower getting Lion King as well. Historic lasts. Historic lasts. In the Thanks a Lot Fellows department, Mongolia was the last country to... Oh, I've done that already. Another repeat. Sorry, guys. I should kind of read them. And then... Here we go. Americana. A hotel made famous by Dorothy Parker, Franklin Pierce Adams, and Robert Benchley. Do we even know who those people are? I've done that IC with a few. I've had my cats when they've been around. I put them in the photo. Alrighty. Hotel made famous by Dorothy Parker, Franklin Pierce Adams, and Robert Benchley. Do we know who those people are? Based on these answers, I would say no. It's not the Chelsea Hotel, Four Seasons Ritz-Carlton. Oh, there we go. Turducken Boy. Yes, the Algonquin. I don't know what the Algonquin is, but it was the answer. Algonquin. And that was Turducken Boy on Reddit. Reddit beats YouTube. Reddit beats to YouTube. Africa. This African country has been an independent nation for all but 5 of its 3,000 years. Come on. They have some really obscure questions, and then they have that one. I could be wrong. I think I know what it is, but this African has been an independent nation for all but 5 of its 300 years. Oh, I didn't get it right. I went with what I thought was pretty obvious, but then I had my second guesses. Yeah, it's not Egypt. Denjoga, Risa, Garrett, and Flower. It is not Egypt or Freedom. It's not Algeria. As soon as I said it, I'm like, I bet you it's some trick question. There we go. Electmus. Electmus gets it right as well as Garrett. What is Ethiopia? Ethiopia is correct. American history. McLean House in Virginia was site of this event. Did we get that? McLean, American history. McLean House in Virginia was the site of this event. Anybody know? So I'm prepping ideas for generous travelers. If you haven't joined, I will put on a link. I think quite a few of you have joined. Jessica, I think, has it. It's not quite expressed in that way, but Jessica, could you rephrase it and I think you'll, yeah. John also, it's very similar. It's just expressed a little differently here, but that's fine. Here we go. I'm going to do it right now. So, guys, I am launching a new channel. It's called Generous Travelers. It's going to be a travel channel. So if you do like travel, join, subscribe. Hit both on YouTube and anyways, I'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribe. I'm going to say it one more time near the end. It says here the Confederate surrender. I'd be interested on the show to know if you had stuff like the Civil War ending, Lee surrender, the South surrendering. I wonder if those would have been included in potential answers or not. So I think they do. It works for me. But yeah. Anyways, just in case you missed it, subscribe to my new channel. We're up to 29. Let's make it like 35. I know most of you probably already subscribed. Maybe that's wishful thinking, but anyways, here we go. Museums. The Conspiracy Museum opened in the U.S. city in 1995. The Conspiracy Museum. Wow, that place must be packed. The Conspiracy Museum. It is not. I was thinking Washington too, but it's not Washington. It's not. The Conspiracy Museum opened in 1995 in which U.S. city? I did that from memory because I've looked at the answer. Oh, Flower ID. I see you also had, what is the end of the Civil War? How come a couple of you put Die Hard? Kind of interesting. It's not Roswell. It's not New York City. It's not Atlanta or Moscow. Let's say this might have had a lot of material from, what is it, 1962? 63? Somewhere around there. I think it's 62. But I could be wrong. There we go. 8-Wait finally has it. It is in Dallas, Stenjoga. What is it? When was Kennedy shot? 62 or 63? Why don't I know that? Anyways, it was Dallas. Oh, a bunch of people got it. Denjo got John. 63. Sorry. I was off by a year. Yeah, the whole second shooter. How many people were involved? All that stuff. Why did Ruby shoot Hinckley and all the rest of it, right? There we go. November 22nd, 1963. I was still like 8 years away from being born, so that's why it's not a fond memory of mine. Materials. The name of this, the sheet scene. Oh. I'm going to, that's an image one, and they don't even have a link to the image, so I don't even know what it was. Anyways, World Affairs 2018. An Arab League summit final statement rejected interference by this country, often mistakenly called an Arab land itself. What would that be? World Affairs, this is 2018, so not that long ago. An Arab League summit final statement rejected interference by this country, often is called an. Oh, I think I know who it is. Let me see. No, I was incorrect. Boo on Mike the Canadian. Oh yes, 8-Wait got Dallas as well. So Turkey, Afghanistan, and Qatar are all incorrect. I was thinking Turkey as well, but these are not. These are not. It's not that strange of a question. It's basically saying, what country did the Arab League renounce that a lot of people think is an Arab country, but it's not. Chicks for cats don't sound like the. I saw that, Denjoga. That was quite humorous. Electmus. There we go. Once again, Reddit beat YouTube. Iran, yes. I would think Iran is kind of, there we go. John gets it as well. Would be an Arab country, but it's obviously, I consider that. It's not Sunni, I guess. Not Sunni enough for you. So, yes. There we go. Dame Coco, nice to see you. All right. U.S. cities. The paper, okay. I'm going to say this paper because the paper making Winston Churchill an honorary U.S. citizen is in this city named for an inventor. Is everybody getting lag on YouTube or just Denjoga? I should probably do another generous point here. It's not Edison, New Jersey. I can't repeat the question because I looked at the answer. So I can't repeat it. Sorry, Sean. You missed out. No, it's not Edison or Washington. I just couldn't give the answer. I should have repeated. It's Fulton, Missouri. Fulton, Missouri was the answer. Unreal Estate. Originally, this legendary place name referred to a ruler near Bogota who dusted his body with gold. Let's try that again. Unreal Estate. I think I know the answer. Originally, this legendary place name referred to a ruler near Bogota who dusted his body with gold. Oh, no, I'm not sure. Oh, my first guess was correct. Yes, Denjoga. SC and Risa. What is Eldorado? That was my first guess, but I didn't feel it was right by the time I finished the question. What is Midas Mountain? Flower ID also getting Eldorado. All right. We have an Eldorado Park in Brampton, where I grew up. So they're not that unique. Apparently. Eldorado Park. Yeah, I remember that. All righty. Games. This is going to be for a generous point. So if you're on YouTube and you want to get generous points, if you're on Reddit and want to earn generous points, you got to go to YouTube, look up Generous Trivia, subscribe, and play there. Okay, 1 point gets you a chance to win. It's going to be around $100 at the end of the month. Depends how many subscribers we get. Nobody subscribed to Generous Travelers. Oh, I'm sad. At the end of the show, 5 of you. There we go. Games. This is for a generous point. The four corners, for crying out loud. Next question. I just asked that yesterday. Theater. The 1996 musical Play On gets its title from the first line of this Shakespeare play on which it is based. Theater. For a generous point. First person. This 1996 musical, Play On, gets its title from the first line of this Shakespearean play on which it is based. So Rent would be an obscure Shakespearean title. This is for a generous point. Only answer once, and if nobody gets it, I'm going to ask another question. So don't answer more than once, including if you put Rent. Hairspray, another interesting Shakespearean title. Nobody got it. It's a very obscure one. I'm going to ask another question. 3, 2, 1. Okay. It was Twelfth Night. Not one of those really popular ones. All right. This is for a generous point. Again, British history. The 14th Earl of this was Prime Minister in 1852. The 12th Earl of this had a race named for him, and a race named for him. Anybody? Samayo's not here. So it wasn't sandwich. Oh, I shouldn't say anything. It's for a generous point. Go ahead and answer, and then I'll let you know. Anybody else? We've got Whale, Sandwich, Essex, Steeple. Here fan gets it right. The Earl of Derby. Derby. What are you welling there, Flower ID? Here fan. Congrats, here fan. There we go. Denjoga and Hirfan are the point getters for tonight. Sandwich racing. All righty. Oh, a couple retractions there. Couple retractions. Don't worry about it. All righty. Magazines. The title of this woman's magazine that turned 60 in 1999 used to end with "Of Hollywood." Of Hollywood. Oop, I almost. So what do we got here? We got Vogue, Elle, and Cosmopolitan. There we go. Here fan gets it. It is Glamour. Glamour of Hollywood. Kind of fits. There you go. Next question. Flower ID gets it as well. The U.S. population. An August 1999 government report told of the strain on schools from the echo of this. I think I know what this is. An August 1999 government report told of the strain on schools from the echo of this. What echoed? No, not communism or Columbine, not segregation. You need to focus on the word echo. What echoes? Not immigration. There we go. Mel figured it out. Same with Mike the Canadian. It was the echo of the baby boom. That echo. Which is, I guess, the second generation. The second generation of kids, I guess, is the echo of the baby boom. So, yeah, Mel got it. Y2K. Remember Y2K? Alrighty, here we go. Next question. The 19th century American woman. 2 of 3 women depicted on the first statue of real women in Central Park unveiled in August 2020. So 2 of the 3 women depicted on the first statue of real women in Central Park unveiled in August 2020. This was 19th century American women. So you got to name 2. So we've got 1. We've nailed 1. Why are we answering people like Obama and Parks? This is 19th century women, but that's all right. There we go. Denjoga gets it with Sojourner Truth and Susan B. Anthony. The third person was Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Which, Bob, you had Stanton, but it wasn't Tubman. It was Truth and Anthony. So, yes. Truth, Anthony, and Stanton were the three ladies. Time. Only state entirely in the Pacific or on the Pacific. Lag. Betty White. Let's try this again. Only state entirely in the Pacific time zone that doesn't border on the Pacific. Hello, Alioth. I was right. Mike the Canadian. Thank you for the silver, coffee, cream, and sugar. I was correct. Garrett was correct. So Alaska and Hawaii are both border the Pacific. So same with Washington, but Nevada does not. And Nevada is in the Pacific time zone. So that is correct. Flower ID getting it as well. So David actually got it first. Dave Scott 100. Arizona has their own time zone thing going, right? They flip-flop because they don't change the time. So no, it's Arizona, not Nevada. Anyways, pop music milestones. What time is it? Oh, it's time for another generous point. This is another generous point. Well, they have a time zone, Michelle, but it's their own time zone, right? It's different or whatever. Arizona, right? Everybody has a time zone. It's just whether it's their own a unique one. Saskatchewan in Canada doesn't switch the time either, so they have their own unique time zone. All right, pop music milestones. This is for a generous point. So the first person to get it, somebody's already Backstreet Boys. A little early there. All right. In 1972, this anthemic song became the first Billboard chart topper by an Australian-born artist. 1972. 1972. Pop music milestone. In 1970, this anthemic song became the first Billboard chart topper by an Australian-born artist. So it's asking for the song in 72. So, yeah. This is a bit more difficult than I thought it would be. All right. Anybody else? 3, 2, 1. It is I Am Woman. I Am Woman. I don't know who sings it, but that's the answer. All right. Let's do another generous point question. So I saw some AC/DC. I don't think AC/DC was singing in 72. And even like Down Under and Men at Work and stuff like that, they weren't around at that point. All right. The planets. Let's try and nail the planets here. Containing less than 1% of the mass in the solar system, it's the second most massive object in it. I think I know the answer. Yes. Hierophant, right? Uranus, Pluto, Saturn, Mars. Yes, Hierophant. I don't want to make the same mistake again. Hierophant, get Jupiter. My first thought was Saturn, but no. The sun's first. Jupiter would be second. So you know what that means? The sun is 99% of the mass of our solar system. So, yeah, 99% is the sun. Us little planets out here, well below 1%. Well, I guess the sun could be a little bit less, probably like 98% or not. I don't know what the mass of all the planets are, but it's very insignificant compared to the sun. So 19th, what is this? Nebraska? Here we go. Flower ID also got Jupiter as well. What does the die say? Yeah, I haven't used the die. Maybe I'll get Denjoga gets 1. Hirfan gets 2. Let's continue on. 19th century presidential campaigns. The first campaign of this man was at 36, who at 36 was the youngest major party nominee ever, was supported by the silver mining industry. This is from 2021. Oh, it's also 19th century presidential campaigns. 19th century presidential campaigns. The first campaign of this man who was 36, who at 36 was the youngest major party nominee ever, was supported by the silver mining industry. So everybody like doing like Ralph Nader and JFK and Nixon, you're not listening to 19th century. Oh, it's another obscure one. It's not Harding, Adams, Lincoln, or McKinley. Nobody's gonna know this. It's William Jennings Bryan. William Jennings Bryan. Continue on. There you go. Dana clarifying. 19th century means 1800s. All right. Famous authors. Queen Victoria called his death a very great loss. He had the strongest sympathy with the poor classes. Who would that be? Anybody know? There we go. Denjoga gets it right with who is Dickens. Charles Dickens. What the Dickens? Yes. Imagine answering that on Jeopardy. What the Dickens? Who else got it? Flower ID got it as well as Denjoga and Risa. All right. Civil War sites. Of the 6 Civil War related national military parks, the northernmost and southernmost are in these 2 states. So give me 2 states. May I have some more? So nobody's got it quite yet. It's 2 states, guys. So if you're only listing one, yeah. The 2 answers are right, but nobody's put them together. Or the 2 answers exist, but nobody's put them together. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just have to give the answer. So the northernmost was Pennsylvania. A bunch of people guessed Pennsylvania. But the southernmost is Mississippi, which I only saw a couple of places. Was Mississippi. So it was Pennsylvania and Mississippi. If you were all on Jeopardy, you would have all got it wrong. All right, let's keep going. Did you have it, Dame Coco? Anyways. Yeah, right. American women. During her second marriage, she split her time among homes in New York, New Jersey, Paris, Greece, and a yacht. Oh, I think I know who this is. I'm almost positive I know who this is. I'm almost certainly positive I know who this is. Did you get that? During her second marriage, she split her time among homes in New York, New Jersey, Paris, and Greece, and a yacht. There we go. Risa is on the same wavelength as I am. Who is Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis? Old Man Spout and Flower ID getting it as well. I see getting it as well. I wonder if on the game you put Jacqueline Kennedy, because that's how I thought of her initially, if that would have been an acceptable answer or not. Oh, sorry, did I miss you, Dinjoga? Liz Tara, Marilyn. Oh, yes, sorry, Dinjoga, as well as Mel and Risa. Sorry, I missed a bunch there. And SC. You all got it right. Anyways. Dinjoga, next one to steam off. Raging Mad. Anyways. The point was not that I missed his name. The point was he'd answered twice. And for generous point questions, the rule is you only are supposed to, and he didn't believe me, even though it was literally in black and white. But anyways, it is what it is. The Russell family has flown the coop. All right, let's get going. Health and medicine. Its formula is, listen to this, C27H46O, and its name is from Greek for solid bile. What's that? Then yoga is not mad? Let's hope not. No, it's not penicillin or Viagra. It's not Goval or pure turd. Well, Dame Coco, it's whatever this is. It's not insulin or caffeine. Bunch of Jacqueline Onassis I see there. Old Man Spout, Flower D, and Bob Landy. It's not spam. Solid bile. Not alcohol or aspirin. It's something naturally occurring in the body. There's my hint. It's something that naturally occurs in the body. So it's not Pepto-Bismol. It's not an ulcer. No, it's not a kidney stone or insulin. Nobody in this. No, it's not poop. No, it's much simpler. We all have it. It is. It's cholesterol. Apparently, nobody struggles with their solid bile cholesterol numbers. It was cholesterol. That wasn't for a generous point, though. So, alrighty. Influential 19th century thinkers. Influential 19th century thinkers. The University of Bonn in 1836, he was wounded in a duel with a member of an aristocratic Prussian fraternity. Michelle, enjoying cheesecake. Now I feel like cheesecake. Thanks, Michelle. Actually, my wife has some. I should not eat it. Michelle, you temptress, you. Here we go. At the University of Bonn, he was wounded in a duel with a member of an aristocratic Prussian fraternity. It was not Renoir, Napoleon, Hamilton, Hobbes, Bra, or Nicholas. or Adams? Who is the Earl of Cheesecake? You really want me to eat this? Or Nietzsche? So Prussian, think Prussian. It was probably one Prussian against another Prussian, is my guess. Or are they Prussians? Could be just Russians. One Russian against I'm not sure. I don't know enough about this history to know. Betty White. How about the beginning of communism started with the little sprout of Earl. Nobody on Reddit even wants to wager a guess. There we go. Sean finally coming up with it. Yes, as well as Mel. Who is Marx? Marx. All right. Couple more questions, then I'm gonna wrap it up. Just so you know, when I was doing trivia 2-3 times, I was getting sore necks and headaches in the morning. And I don't have them anymore. And I honestly think it's because I do less trivia. So I literally was breaking my body for trivia. So anyways, I have fun. But yeah, I was waking up with headaches literally every morning doing too much trivia. So that's what I do. The sacrifices I make. Here we go. Famous first lines. Couple more left, then we'll wrap it up. The first 7 words precede. These 7 words precede. The rain fell in torrents, except at occasional intervals. That's trivia is good for the hell. Well, it wasn't for me, Dame Coco. Couple more, old man's belt. Anybody know? These 7 words precede. The rain fell in torrents, except at occasional intervals. Oh, that's probably it. Yes, Denjoga. Dame and Steve having the same idea as well as I see, but Denjoga had it right. It was a dark and stormy night. All right. 2 more questions. This one, then the next one, then we are done. Old man's belt, you're always quick to sign off. Yes, it was a dark stormy flower ID. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 8, SC. You were so close. Alrighty. Literary characters. His remarks about the Confederacy made Atlanta look at him first in bewilderment, then coolly, and then with hot rage. This is literary characters. Denjoga said what, Dame Coco? He said the right answer. It is not Sherman or Oglethorpe or Webster. There we go. Alrighty. It's not Mark. It's a character. It's not Mark Twain. It's not Rivera. Steven Smith knows who said it. He just doesn't know his name. Jay, nice to meet you. Where have you come from? Reddit, YouTube, or Eventbrite? Bugs Bunny. Jack Nicholson. Yes, Denjoga, finally. All right. Last question. So, one more time. If you haven't so kindly signed up to my Generous Travelers channel, I'd appreciate it. If you enjoy trivia, and if you enjoy traveling, sign up. I might do some trivia there as well. It won't be the focus, obviously, but if you can enjoy, or if you join Generous Travelers, it would be awesome. Let's get up to at least 30. One person. There we go. 30. 3 more would be greatly appreciated. All right. Denjoga's got 1 point. Hierophant's got 2. This is the last question. First person to get it wins the point. Then go all rushing over and signing up to Generous travelers. That would be awesome. Here we go. Entrepreneurs. That is I. In 1989, he said, you can't just ask customers what they want. By the time you get it built, they'll want something new. Oh my word, that is so true. That is so true. Truer words have not been spoken. And Sean, thank you for subbing, SC. Michelle, probably a week away. Sean Michael B. Sorry, Sean. I said your whole name there, but it's not like. So, Dead Yoga gets a point. Here, fan two. Sean Michael. Yes, what is jobs? It's so true, guys. I've been building stuff and been part of companies building stuff. And you ask them and you build it, and they're like, no, they want something else. They want something more. So it's pretty true. Anyways, guys, if you could join the channel, I'll put it in one last time. I'd appreciate it, at least on YouTube. Yeah, go subscribe. That would be awesome. Let's do some trivia. About a week away. I'm hoping maybe next week I'll have my first. It'd be nice to have some subscribers. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We got points for Dinjoga, Here Fan ×2, and Sean to add to the pot. Remember, February 1st, try and be on that show if you think you're going to win, because then we announce the winner, and you got 1 week. If you can't make it, that you got 1 week to claim your prize. If nobody does, we'll figure out what to do. Alrighty, guys. We'll see you Reddit. See you tomorrow. No 8 a.m. Only 10 p.m. We'll see you Reddit. Alrighty. See you YouTube. Oh, where are we? See you YouTube. Have a good night. Bye, guys. Later. Be good to each other.